And first, I'm going to talk about some AI music. And I'm just going to do an affiliate disclosure right off the bat because anything I do might have affiliate links somewhere. So if you click any links that are in this video or around the video, in the text, anywhere, they are probably like some sort of affiliate link where I will get a commission if you make a purchase from that link at no additional cost to you. So that is an affiliate disclosure. We'll do that right away. Then we're going to talk about Suno right now, AI music. So anybody can make music now. You don't have to be a musician. You don't have to be a professional. You don't have to be anything. You don't even have to write the music. You don't have to write the words. You don't have to do anything. And you can make music. Meaning you could have AI do all of it. I'm not sure about the style or if it would just make one up, but I'm talking primarily the music, the singing, the lyrics. Now, what I do personally, I like to write the lyrics, and then I also write the style prompt, and then it takes it from there and makes the music and does the performance and the singing and everything. Last night I did one called Chill Out. And I always note down because the way this works on Suno, if you have a free account, which is what I'm using right now, you don't have the rights to the song that comes out, and you can't monetize it or anything. But the lyrics are mine, and the style that I wrote is mine. So those I can reuse. And to make that perfectly clear, when I published a song, when you go to finalize it, you can edit the displayed lyrics. So then when I do that and I insert at the top, because the song's already done at that point, so then all I do is at the top I put lyrics and by and then put my name. That way it just, I wrote this. So I did not have AI generate these words. I wrote these words. So that's how I like to do that. And I allow remixes of all my songs. Now, if someone were to remix it, I don't know what it would do with that. If there's a couple different ways to remix, but the one way is you just reuse the lyrics and the style. So if you do it that way, all you have to do when you use it, if you're going to do a remix of any of these, all you have to do is just delete where I put lyrics by up there. Just delete that line. And actually, when I do remixes of people, I go through the song and twist things around a little bit. I might add something here or there, change a line, move sections around. I go all out. I read through it. If maybe I hear something different or think of something different when I read a certain line, so then I'll just alter it. And you're allowed. You can do whatever. And then it's still a remix. You're still using the base of what this other person had started. And who knows if they started it or if I wrote it. You don't know. You don't know anything. But in my case, you do, because I'm putting down that. Some people might not even believe it. I've seen people talk about that too, like on Facebook, which let's not go there. But, so I've seen people say, oh, you didn't write that, not telling me personally that, but telling other people that. And, they're like, if it has this word in it, then that's, AI generated that. You didn't write that. They don't know. They don't know that. And a lot of people do like to write poetry, like to write lyrics. So just because that person is unable to do that or unwilling to do it, who knows? They got to criticize other people. So that's just rude. I'll say that. They didn't criticize me personally, but I take offense when I see that happening. Here you go. So here's some words I wrote last night for Chill Out. I wrote, damn lady is a trickster of light, demonic. Better leave her alone tonight. Leave her at home tonight. She walks close to me, holding my fire. Has something on the inside. You got that right. Then it goes to the chorus. The chorus is chill out on the couch. Find her peeking out. Chill now, take a ride. Chill out, so lost inside. Then we go to another verse. Move over, I gotta see the TV. She gonna move right now. Back down spring of 1981. Where does that come from? Where does that come from? Do you ever hear words out of nowhere? Like you're just sitting there and you hear these words. Like it's not the same as when I'm writing these lyrics, these words come to me. And they come through a certain place, like a certain funnel from somewhere. But it's obvious where that's coming from. That's my creative side, I'll say, that I use all the time. And I'm familiar with it. I know how it sounds or feels. The words are coming in my mind, coming to me. So this is, when I'm writing down stuff like that first line, better leave her alone tonight, leave her at home tonight. This kind of stuff, that's just coming to my head and I'm writing it through a certain funnel. But when we get down here to spring of 1981, I was just sitting here writing this last night. And then from out of nowhere, I hear something about the spring of 1981. Not from that certain funnel that I'm using to write these lyrics and bring them down in. It's from sideways. I hear spring of 19 something about the spring. Like somebody was talking and they said something about the spring of 1981. It was as if someone was standing beside me here saying something. And it was just a short little phrase, bring there and gone. Anyways, so I put it down in the words because I had written whatever I started that line with. Back down. I was going to write something about back down. And then I heard those words. So I didn't know what they meant, what they were all about, but I thought I'm just going to put that down. So then I put spring of 1981. And then I wrote, where does that come from? Because that's what I was thinking. Where in the hell did that voice come from? What was that? So I say it twice. Where does that come from? Where does that come from? Then I put down to do a guitar solo. You just put that in brackets and it'll do it. But sometimes AI does whatever it wants. So even though you say guitar solo here, it might not do that. And then it might put one somewhere else where you didn't even say to do that. These are the kind of things that happens. So then there's the chorus again. Chill out on the couch, find her peeking out. Chill now, take a ride, chill out, so lost inside. If you notice these words, or I'll tell you about it, you might be listening to a podcast. So I have chill out, and then in parentheses I have on the couch. Then I have find her, and then in parentheses I have peeking out. Then I have chill now, and in parentheses I have take a ride. And then I have chill out, and in parentheses so lost inside. So what that does, that's kind of like the, what do you call it, like the question answer kind of thing, or it's like the background vocals. So the chill out is like the main vocal, and then the on the couch would be like the background vocal, and you can signify that with these parentheses. So that's a tip if you're writing this stuff. I have coffee here that I forget about. Okay, then I'll throw what I like to do in a lot of these songs. Sometimes I even use the same line. I'll put just a funny line in somewhere. Doesn't mean anything, or it might maybe it's the truth. This is the truth. So here's the true statement I put in this one. That's my funny line, and it says, "I like to put mustard and jalapenos on hot dog." So I just throw that in out of nowhere. Then I said, do a musical interlude. and I have that in brackets. Alright, then we go with, I just wrote different, come on, get me now. Come on, get me now. Come on, get me now. Come on, come on, come on. Well, when you're writing this stuff, you have no idea what AI is going to do with it or how it's going to sing it, You just write these words and see what happens. And like I said, if you, sometimes you generate two of these, that's what it makes when you do it. Sometimes they'll both be good. Sometimes they're both bad. Sometimes one good, one bad. Sometimes one is almost where you would want it, but not quite. So in that case, you could go ahead and generate some more if you want, or not. So in this case of this song, it wasn't perfect when it came out. I didn't like the other one at all. It did too. The one I listened to a few minutes of it and just deleted it, put it in the trash. This one I listened to. I love the chorus. It didn't really do this part very well, the come on, get me now stuff. It did not do that very well. The hot dog line was okay. It threw that in there right. But, and the rest of the verses were good and everything. It kind of fell apart a little bit in this section. But that wasn't bad enough for me to say, let's do this again. Because I really love the way the chorus come out. And it actually messes up some of those lines too if you listen real close. Some of it's like not really what I put there, but it's just a rockin' chorus. I mean, it jams. So that's Chill Out, and you can go over to Mudball Mike on Suno. Let's go there, view the profile. So it's suno.com/ the slash, it's on the question mark, which is a / actually. Suno.com/ @ Mudball Mike, and you'll find this. And if you want to listen to Chill Out and actually hear how it goes, it's right here. And then if you want to hear an epic song, I have one of those right here. It's called Epic Song. We got the Bad Boy Mud Mix, Buckets of Blood, Apocalypse Reigns. That's another mix. So that's a case where I took like somebody else's song and changed the lyrics and the style a little bit, and then it comes out with something totally new. So what's interesting about this is that like anybody can make music, which is cool. So I used to play in bands. We did recordings. We'd make CDs, tapes at the time. Actually, it was cassette tapes, I think. We'd use a 4-track recorder. We'd be in like somebody's garage, practice area that somebody would let us practice somewhere, and we wrote like hard rock, heavy metal songs. That we thought they were good. I still think they're good. Probably just, I don't know if I would say they're as good as this was like in the 80s, 90s era. So like, was it as good as the stuff like, let's say, on the albums and on radio at that time? Probably not to that level, but it's hard to say because we went to a studio once, but it was just in like somebody's house in Youngstown, and they kind of twisted our music around in a way that we didn't even want it to be twisted that way. They were kind of funkifying it or something, hip-hopping it. So that didn't really work out. That was the closest thing to a real studio that we recorded in. We never went to an official studio. One time we had this guy come over to a house and we recorded in different rooms and stuff. We're trying to do it like professional recording. He brought all this nice equipment over, but unfortunately for me, I was drinking a lot that day, and I was sitting in the bathroom like waiting for my part. I was going to be recording my guitar in the bathroom, but they were doing all this other stuff first, so I'm just sitting there pounding beers. So then, unfortunately, when it came my time to record my stuff, I was making mistakes because I was pretty trash sitting there. So, kind of ruined that recording session because of alcohol. So, you can have problems with that, mess things up. That was what happened that day. There was another time we were playing in somebody's backyard party, and same thing. I was come out there wasted. I was hitting the wrong chords on a couple songs. I think I played most of them right, but there was a couple times when I'd start banging the wrong chords right off the bat, and everybody's looking at me like, "What are you doing?" You're watching Mudball After Dark. We're recording this Saturday, November 22nd, 8:01 p.m. Talking about AI music, and here's the thing. So, I've heard a lot, like I've seen videos, read articles, seen people talk, like professional bands and stuff, about studio experience and like recording in a studio, and I've seen some like behind the scenes in studios, so I kind of understand, what goes on, even though I've not been in one. What I'm saying is, they have engineers and producers and all this stuff. So that's the difference between this. That's one of the big differences between something like Suno AI and a professional band going into a recording studio. So when they go in there and they're writing a song, they're laying the lyrics down, they're doing all this stuff, and if they say, "I like to put mustard and jalapenos on my hot dog," number one, either the producer is going to say, "Stop that, don't do that," or like when they mix the tape, it's digital, it's not even a tape now, but when other people are involved and other people are going to say, "Don't put that line in," or they're just going to chop it out, not even tell you. Stuff like that. So, like on here, nobody is telling you what to do. You have like free reign. You're just like doing whatever you want. So that's like, you're seeing the raw thing that people would do here, because there's no guardrails. So that's why you can hear some funny stuff, you can hear some wild stuff, because it's just like no rules, just do whatever you want. So I think that's one of the big differences. And then the time factor. You do one of these songs, it takes, I'm sitting there waiting for it to render, but I mean, you're talking about maybe 2 to 3 minutes at the most. But you're watching it, you're like waiting because you want to hear the song, you want everything instant gratification. You're like watching the circle go, it's going and going and going. You're sitting here, I just want to hear the song. Then finally, bam, one of them pops up and it says 2 minutes and 53 seconds or whatever. So you click that so you can start listening to it. And then as you're listening to it, the other one pops in. It says like 3 minutes, 29 seconds. So you're like, that one's going to be a little bit longer. But anyways, you made this song. You might have took 10 minutes to write it, figure out the style, 3 minutes to push that button and wait. So we got 13 minutes in this song. Whereas if I was in a studio and I had to go write this song, first of all, it would take me hours and hours just to figure out the words, the melodies, the guitar parts. I need a band because I can't play the drums. I tried. I can do it a little bit, but not really. So I need a band. I need a singer. I need a bass player. I have a bass, but I don't play bass like a bass player. I play it more like a guitar. Rarely. Used to have a band called Aspect, where we would record things, and I played bass there. Me and Justin did that. You can find recordings of Aspect on my Bandcamp page. I don't think I have that in a tab right now. I don't see it, but I can put a link in the. So if you're on YouTube watching this, go over to Substack. Find me on Substack, Mudball Mike, or a Nixus. It's a Nixus over there. So NIANIXAS .substack.com. ANIXAS.substack.com. If you happen to be watching this video on YouTube, or if you're hearing it like it's a podcast, either way, that's where you want to go, because over there you'll find the whole thing. You'll find the podcast audio, you'll find the video, and you'll find the blog post all together. And then that way, if there's any links I'm talking about, I'll just have them there. It'd be easy to find right there. So this is Mudball After Dark. Been about AI music tonight. I think I've said what I want to say, so that's going to be the rest of it for today. It's Saturday, like 8:07 p.m., so we're going to wrap it up. This has been Mudball After Dark with Mudball Mike.